right, and going on to the first big cast of the day. This is your host, Black Dragon. Today we're going to be looking at some replays by some really good players. It's a new expansion, so we've got new strategies, new all-ins, new timings, and it's all really exciting. What we're going to do is look at some of the top players in each region. We're going to start with looking at the best Terran player, actually the best player on the Grandmaster ladder right now. Be looking at some really good games. So without delaying anymore, let's go ahead and jump into this first one, which will be a nice Terran versus Zerg. And over here in the bottom right will be our player, the best in the American server. It'll be TvZ. No clan tag. And over here in the left spawn, the very well-known Spanishiwa wearing the red trunks. He is most known for popularizing the Ice Fisher build back before even the Queens were buffed, which is your gasless expand from the Zerg and then just, staying off the gas and massing Queens to get about 6, and then jumping into quadruple gas and doing whatever type of build your opponent dictates. Going back over here to TvZ, we will want to take note of his mechanics. He is rocking about a 70% win rate right now, and Grandmaster, which is nothing to be modest about. So we'll take some good notes to see what exactly is making him have such a high win rate at this level. Which is higher than the Muslim, higher than a lot of the other Grandmasters right now. And we do see the normal 12 racks coming out. Spanishiwa, I believe, is top 150 maybe. I think it's about 170 on Grandmaster. Still very good. Definitely not a pushover. And he does go ahead and send the early scout. This is a very good move by Zergs these days because we don't have there's a lot of new all-in possibilities from the Terran. You have your traditional 2 racks, your Banshees, all those things, and then you have all these new things like 8 racks, Reaper Rushes, which just destroy a lot of the very basic Wings of Liberty type Zerg builds because they haven't really been able to do anything with the new expansion. All of their units are later tier. They can't really take advantage of it. Going back though, that said, we did have the 15 hatch out of Spanishiwa followed by the immediate spawning pool to get those lings out. And about over here we have a sneaky little Spanishiwa drone coming in, harassing. He does go ahead and start that supply depot to trap him in, but he will have the free scouting for quite a bit. Opting to go, try to pull off the harass. Let's get caught out of position. Oh no. If he could have only kept it alive, he, wanted to go for that drone, but I think it may have been a little bit better to even gas still this Terran. He did have it blocked off, and what a good move that is. He will keep his gas available. Good Overlord placement by Spanishiwa. And we do see him almost sticking to that Ice Fisher build, or Spanishiwa build as he now knows himself as. And we have a Reaper coming in for the early harass, product of the early gas. He's going to do some damage. We have 4 lings out. They have to get the good surround to do some damage, and we do have 1 drone down already. Reaper's paid for itself. Getting some good scouting information as well. He sees there is no gas at all. Expect 6 quick queens. And this is where the Reaper becomes so dangerous. You leave right now, get all his health back, or just keep harassing. And these lings without speed are not going to be able to do anything. He can just keep pumping Reapers at this point. There's nothing Spanishiwa can really do to punish him. The more links he builds, the farther and farther behind he's going to fall, and he loses another ling. That's huge. He doesn't want to be spending his minerals on lings right now. Once they get those queens out, start the creep spread, and be able to jump in those gas so we can get that tech started. Over here, we do got the expansion already down by TvZ, taking really good advantage of that confusion of the Reaper Rush. Opting to go command center for a fast 3-3. He did start the factory as well for the probable healing and contain, but we do have a hidden third from Spanishiwa taking advantage of the excess minerals. Don't know if that was planned or if that was partly because of all that micro he had to spend. He sort of built up some minerals. He did go ahead and drop 2 gases down at the natural. So not really going to that ice fisher build, as we know. He had to get the gas. Start banking that gas to get some upgrades, preferably link speed, as these Reapers are just gonna have a field day. And you know, I like the way TvZ's using these Reapers. He's not focusing too much on the harass or the damage. I mean, he's doing it, but really he's just trying to get a good feel for the map control and get scouting to know exactly what Spanishiwa's doing. Over on this side, if we check TvZ's vision, he's got a whole brain of the base, and just now Spanishiwa was able to see what's going on. For all he knows, this could be an expansion. You just see the starport reactored. He knows it's going to be Hellions. How does he react to this? He saw the reactor factory. We'll go ahead and see Hellions as well. This is a sacrificial overlord. Not a big deal if he loses it. He's already over supply cap. Just popped another one as well. Is starting a spore crawler, anticipating a Banshee maybe. If we go to Spanishiwa's vision, didn't really have a good scout. He doesn't know if this is a 1-1-1. He did see the expansions. He knows it's 3. He knows it's 3 command centers. He still opts to drop the spore just to be safe. Never a bad idea, especially with those Widow Mines being so effective in the harassment. That said, we do have a huge Hellion drop coming in from the top. Tons of drones dying. Over the units lost, already up to 1,000 lost minerals already. Taking tons of damage. These slow links just can't do anything, especially off the creep. Speed is just seconds away and it's just finished. After heavy losses though, and pulls away, only losing 1 Hellion. If you go to units lost tab, we have almost 10 times the losses. And about to increase too, because there's an elevator plane, goes back to the high ground. Moving back to the low ground now. I'll do some more harassment on these drones. Spanishiwa just completely caught out of position. And going back to the top, really abusing this map. The high ground, low ground, up and down, up and down, up and down. Even if he loses his Hellions at this point, he's still done tons of damage. Lots of damage done. And we'll go over here to see huge Baneling bus coming out. 7 morphed in at the moment. For our income, we have Spanishiwa hugely behind a Terran. 15 drones down at only 10 minutes in. He does have the third up. He will be able to saturate it quickly, but he has to get some kind of bearing, some kind of map control. Reaper into Hellion has just been incredibly decimating. This is why you see a lot of Zergs opting for that early gas, because this is just too much to compensate for. It is a ton of micro-intensive for the Zerg. It needs to be focusing on getting that creep out, which right now we have none. Why is this bad, you ask? Because, young Terran players, if right now he were to go for some type of 12, 13-minute timing, the creep is not even going to be past his base. That means he has full reign on the map to just engage whenever he wants. There's no creep to worry about, no scans to waste. He's kept these queens contained. And I don't believe he even knows about this expansion yet, so he may be thinking he's playing a 2-base Zerg. So opting to go conservative and just macro, which may be a mistake. Spanishiwa may be able to sneak ahead. He does have the even amount of workers now. Back over here, it looks like we have some biomech going. Possibly mech. We have 4 command centers out. It's very unorthodox play. Is going into full mech. And you know, I feel like this is more reactionary due to the damage he did early on. Typically with Reaper openings though, you do see the mech transition. On this map, it's very strong from all the choke points. As you see, like right here, Zerg just naturally gets bottlenecked behind all these spots, especially when you go to these 4th, 5th bases in these long, drawn-out games. There's only really 2 main pathways for the Zerg to go, which makes it very easy to just kind of create a siege line or a widow mine. And just, you know, poking up here, still doesn't know. And what's this? He's moving in. Is this a planetary offensive? It might be. Such unorthodox play from TvZ. Just punishing Spanishiwa every second he delayed that gas. Every second he didn't have that link speed, he just made him pay for it to the point now where it's an even game. But if we go to units lost, almost triple losses for Spanishiwa. It's gonna have a huge effect on his macro. Over here he is just clearing out creep, clearing out lings. And you know, if he drops these right now, I don't know what Spanishiwa is gonna be able to do. He has some Banelings morphing in, but it's not gonna be able to do too much to Planetary Fortress. You need at least double to even do some damage. If there's any SCVs, and there are SCVs out here to repair as well. Now this is going to be full-out offensive Planetary Fortress times 2. What is this? We have siege tanks moving in as well. This is the pincer attack from all angles. Wow, he's got Vikings for the Overlords. He's got commencing and more for vision than landing. He's got a PF building on the low ground as well, cutting off all reinforcements, and he has the Hellions down here to deal with any lings. There's almost no transition, and because he has perfect scouting, he knows there's not a road to push. He knows there's not mutas even possible right now. And there is almost nothing Spanishiwa can do at this point. He's taking heavy losses. And now another PF being morphed in on the high ground as well. He doesn't even know about this third base, but it doesn't matter because he's so ahead in units. And deciding to plug his Twitch for good measure. Not sure what that means, but he's earned it, and I would definitely watch the stream from this very unorthodox Terran play. He did damage heavy on, but this is just so timed and so coordinated. You can tell he really knew what his opponent was doing and tried to punish him. Muta's coming out at this point, it's not even really going to matter. As turrets built down here, this is a full contain on the Zerg. There's almost nothing Spanishiwa can do. He's got the mutas out too little too late. He's about 3 minutes late on these mutas. They're too low in number to be doing any real damage. Quick round of production of Reens and throwing down the quick turrets has just got this Zerg completely contained. What I love about this, any reinforcements that come from the main are going to take damage. As they move out, they're taking damage on the high ground, on the low ground, the main, at the natural. There's nothing he can do. Now he finally scouts the space over here, but I don't think it matters if we go over to income. He's got almost double the workers. Not to call it early, but this is looking very, very bleak for Spanishiwa. He's just completely caught off guard by these timings. Reaper, and not even for the damage for the scouting, could just perfectly counter what the Zerg was doing. That no gas build is just so detrimental. You're able to see what he's doing. Natural falling, and you know, it's frustrating, especially when you have players it's good to lose in this fashion, but you know, it's about experimenting, and I give Spanishiwa credit for trying to delay that gas, but as you can see, you know, it's not Wings of Liberty. That Zerg is just so susceptible, and there's a good game, and good game indeed. You can see why from the very beginning. TvZ just knew what he was doing and knew what he was looking for. He came in the early game with that Reaper, did some damage, saw no gas, and opted to go into full mech knowing he'd have map control for a long, long time. Reaper's really being used more for scouting than harassment, and just went into this full mech build and pushed when he knew he had the opportunity because he just did so much damage with the Hellion drop. 3 to 4 waves and no multi-prong